Hello and welcome back to Sherwood Park Toyota. Today we're looking at a Toyota 4Runner Limited in the color black. Let's take a look. Starting up front, underneath the hood, we have the 4-liter V6 engine. It is automatic transmission. Gets up to 270 horsepower, 278 pound-foot of torque, towing capacity up to 5,000 pounds. Up front, you've got your LED headlamps, daytime running lights, and fog lights down below. All the way down at the bottom there, you have your front-facing camera. And if you look underneath either one of your fog lights, you'll find this little round nodule. These guys are your front parking sensors. On the side here, we've got the 20-inch alloy wheels, factory running boards. Side mirrors include integrated turn signals, blind spot monitoring, and additional cameras underneath, which contribute to the surround view camera effect. Looking at either one of your front handles here, you've got these two lines. We can talk about those a bit more, though, on the driver's side. Heading back, all your rear windows come with factory tinting, and on both of your rear columns, you have your limited trim level badge. Up top, you've got silver roof rails. On the back of the unit, just like up front, you've got backup parking sensors that go the whole way across. Underneath here, you have your hitch receiver, and spare is mounted underneath. Across the back is your 4Runner logo, and underneath this is your backup camera. To open up your cargo space, reach underneath the logo, press the button, and lift upwards. So inside here we have both second and third row seating. Second row seating is a 40-20-40 split, which is, in other words, can also be a 60-40, because this middle section is capable of functioning independently from each side, but it does also have this little handle release right underneath of the rear headrest to allow it to function independently. Then if you do not release that, it will act as a 60-40, so larger section on the left, smaller section on the right. And then if you want to adjust either one of these two sides, and it's the same method for the rear third row seats, you have this little handle on the top outside corner. These guys can be released in order to lay the seats down flat. Now for the third row here, it is a straight 50-50 split. You can see it right down the middle there. So these guys are of equal size on each side. As you can see, we have it laid down flat right now for cargo purposes, but if you want to, you can sit them upright. In order to do that, you can just use this little handle right in the back to pull it upwards. For your third row occupants, they have access to plenty of their own cup holder and storage spaces. On the right-hand side, there are a couple of power outlets. You also have one of these JBL speakers back here. You have the premium JBL speaker sound system all throughout your unit. Now, across the back here is an interior cargo cover. This can extend outwards, locking into place on these little hooks on each side, and helping to keep private any goods that are stored underneath it, so no one can look in through your rear windows and see what goods you've got. In the back for the dedicated floor space, we also have this Toyota branded rubber mat cargo liner. This guy helps to provide a barrier between your cargo and the vehicle, which helps to prevent getting any damage from it. It also helps keep your space clean. You can easily pick this up and remove it out of the space to rinse any dirt or debris off of it so that it doesn't cling to that carpeted interior. Lastly, in each one of the four corners, you have these little silver tie-down hooks, which you can use to further secure your cargo load. And then on the left-hand side, you have this false wall panel here. This is where you're able to access your toolkit for your spare tire. To close up the space back here, you can reach up to your handles on either side, or use this fabric strap on the right. Just pull the back down into its starting position. Now, let's take a look at the inside. Inside here, your interior upholstery is the black Softex leatherette. You also have the black and light gray stitching on the seats themselves. As you can see down below, you have this little handle release. This allows you to adjust your seats in order to get quick, easy access to your third row area for the occupants back there. In between the two sides, in here, you have this folding down armrest / cup holder. You can press the button for little pop-up cup holders, or you can fully tuck this up and away if you would like to increase seating capacity. Then on the back of your front passenger and front driver seats, you've got this mesh pouch storage system. Back at the console, you have your air vents and charger ports down below, and currently we have the Toyota rubber mats installed in the unit. Inside the door, you have your storage spaces and the power window control up top. Now, back again to these double lines. These guys indicate keyless entry, so if you have the key fob on your person, you can tap your hand on top of here or inside the handle to lock and unlock your unit. Inside the driver's door, you've got power windows for both front and back, window lock and power lock system here. Down below, you have the memory seat settings, which of course means you have electronic seat adjustment. Back, front, up, down, and lumbar support. Then hood release latch on the bottom left-hand corner of your dash. On top of that, you have your surround view camera. So if you give this guy a press, you'll find this turns your infotainment into the surround view. Press it one more time to change your perspective, and one last time to go back to your normal infotainment. Next to that, you have your controls for the 400-watt AC 120 and 100-watt power outlet. Then you have the defrost of the rear windshield wiper blade, automatic headlamps, your dash brightness, and then the interior, your side mirror controls on there. Hop up here, we'll take a closer look at your steering wheel. So this guy is black leather with black stitching. Left-hand side, you have controls here for your radio, volume, and hands-free communication. Right-hand side, up top, is the controls for your dash display. And then you have your cruise control down below. It is adaptive, which means that it has both sonar and lane departure. On top here, this is where you have your clock. You also have your four-ways, and then in the middle here is your infotainment display screen. This is where you go to access much of the information about your daily driving experience. Right now you're looking at the customizable home screen. Anything that you see inside of here can be accessed through side button panels. So underneath of home you have your menu. This is adjustments for destination, audio, phone, app, projection, info display, and setup. Setup is specific, so things like Bluetooth connection, voice, navigation, data services, clock, language, you've got your theme color settings, units of measurement, keyboard layout, personal data, etc. Under this is audio listening. This is AM, FM, and satellite radio. Full Bluetooth connectivity, and you've got optional USB adapters throughout. Then you have your built-in navigation, which is fully touch-sensitive for ease of use. On the right-hand side, you have your seek and track for the radio. Then you have your phone connection. So this is a Bluetooth connection for your phone. Then you have your apps underneath that. This is where you have access to things like Toyota built-in apps, and there are additional ones that you can download afterwards as well. Two scrolls on the bottom right, volume control on the bottom left. Next to that is your push start ignition. Then you have your climate control center in the middle. Dual climate control up front means driver and front passenger can either have their temperatures synced up together, or you can have them functioning independently by pressing dual, and then they each can have their own settings. You've got defrost for front windshield, rear windshield, and side mirrors on the bottom right-hand corner. Underneath, you have your charger adapters. You've got your USB and 12-volt. Then you have your heated and cooled seats. So these guys pop in to be flush with the front here. If you pop them out, it allows you to change the settings. So you can see you've got the red markers on the right and the blue markers on the green. Red is for heat, blue is for cool. So you just twist the knob and the little dot will line up with whichever side you want. If you don't want to have anything, line up the dot on the knob with the dot up top. You can see that this little light goes out, and then you can press it in so that it's flush and you're not going to be knocking into it. Underneath that, you've got your little storage cubby. You've got your 2-wheel 4-high and 4-low controls, cup holder spaces. We also have this wood grain trim gear shift in the center. In the back is the controls for your power adjustable rear windshield. So we can take a look at this guy in action. Press the button in to have it roll downwards. Pull the button up to have it roll closed. You can stop at any point along the way. It also has the automatic, so if you push or pull it all the way in one direction or the next, it will continue its motion through that cycle. Then in the back, we have the console space. So this guy opens up. Inside, you've got lots of different storage arrangements available, and then you have chargers inside there too. On the right-hand side, you've got more of the wood grain trim across the passenger side dash. Underneath is a lockable glove box. Up overhead, you've got your sunglasses compartment, traction control, 8-track, downhill assist, SOS button. 1, 2, and 3 dots. These guys are garage door openers. You've got overhead lighting controls and controls up there for your moonroof. Thanks again, folks, for joining us on this full video tour for this Toyota RAV4 Limited, or 4Runner Limited rather, in the color black. It is located here at Sherwood Park Toyota at 31 Automall Road in Sherwood Park, Alberta, Canada. You can also reach us at 780-306-7703. And remember, life is full of choices. Let us be yours.